Coming to you live from the One More and I'm Out of Here studios. It is Kiefer and Pappas today.
No Dano.
We are one short. We are man down. But he was busy and had some things to do. So we wanted to make sure we got another episode out to you guys. So we're glad everyone's in the chats. Andrew, I'm gonna pull a Dan and say that I have one point that I want to make before we start.
Oh.
And I'm sure you will most likely agree.
Most likely?
In the fact that people don't know how to fucking drive.
Oh, where were you? Coming down Beach Mile?
I was coming down Clough, and so
Clough can be iffy.
Yes, and at this time of day,
yeah.
I mean, I knew what I was getting into, right?
Yeah.
But I needed to stop at Shooks, our favorite marathon right there at Clough and 8 Mile, to get Jill a Mountain Dew because she had a long weekend and she was exhausted.
So that'll do it.
I needed a can of chew. But as I'm sitting there waiting to make my right into the parking lot, that church or whatever it is right before, if you're heading east on Clough, right before the marathon.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think that's a church or something.
Yeah.
I see this car like inching out of the driveway, right? And then just decides to cut right in front of me and throws me a wave. And I had my windows down. They had their windows down. I said, well, I appreciate the wave, you motherfucker. But I said, I didn't give you a wave to go in front of me because I literally almost just ran right, intentionally ran into him. Just because I hate pretentious motherfuckers.
How'd that work out?
I got a middle finger.
There you go.
A horn honk.
From whom?
From that piece of shit.
I know that. What was the demographic?
A middle-aged white woman.
Oh, imagine that. She had bobbed hair?
Yes, as a matter of fact, she did. It was, but I was like, what the fuck, man? Like, there is nothing that will get my blood pressure higher than shitty drivers. And I know you and I have talked about it, especially with all the...
You should just follow me for a day in my car. I swear to God.
we need to make a road trip and just do Instagram videos throughout the day.
I'm usually pretty cool, but every once in a while something will happen to flip me off. Once I get going, forget it. I'm done.
Oh,
road rage is real. I mean,
it totally is.
I don't do anything though. I mean, I remember I've never brake checked anybody. I've never cut anybody off. I've never jerked my car at anybody. I've never done anything aggressive, but I have been on the receiving end by a former school board member one time here that was pretty funny. But
well, I got a question for you after when we're off the air.
There you go. Yes, it's real. I just, whatever. It's just not worth it. I mean, I know you get pissed off, and I know, you said something, then they flipped off, and it could have escalated from there. It's just not worth it. I mean, if anything, last week has taught us. I mean, I'm not being more reflective. I'm still pissed off, but
yeah,
man, it's just not worth it.
It's kind of the theme, and I think it's going to be the theme for a little bit.
What? Until
just the theme of thought process, but this podcast, because we're getting so much ammunition after that tragic event.
There is that the I didn't send it to you. Do you know that the Democrat candidate for Attorney General here in Ohio posted something that said fuck off Nazis or something like that? The guy's running for Attorney General. No. Doesn't mention, the funny thing is the little blurb about it doesn't mention the fact that he's the Democrat endorsed candidate in the race. Kind of left that little tidbit out, but he's running for Attorney General, and he is James likes angry Pappas. Don't worry, he's not going anywhere, James. You won't like me when I'm angry. I just it's not worth it. Getting pissed off. I mean, getting pissed off about stuff like that just is not worth it. I've seen people do it though. I've seen cars brake check. I drive a lot. I don't know if you know that. I'm closing on 200,000 miles on my car.
You do drive a lot.
I drive a lot. My oil guy, Village Quick Lube in Newtown. He's like, I can't believe you're back here this quick. I'm like, yeah, there you go.
Well, and it's funny, like me being at work, driving a 63,000 pound ladder truck. And
get out of the way
where people don't hear or understand.
Let me ask you a question.
Get to the right.
You mentioned that. No. That's what I was going to ask you. I'm like, I see a fire truck, police car coming because if it has lights, you're supposed to pull over. I don't know where you got your driver license, drivers. I don't know where you took your driver's test, but I laugh at the people, man. It's like, fire truck, stop. And I'm like, no, don't stop in the middle of the road. You're supposed to kind of pull over and give them a lane to go through. And they're like, stop, wherever they are, stop. And I'm like, okay, it makes no sense to me. Make no sense to me. And, maybe because we have a, firehouse on Beachmont and
multiple lanes.
There's a lot of traffic, and some cars are coming and going, and there's a lot of runs from that store and that station. And it's just hilarious. I see these people with the death grip of, the death grip of fear and the Vulcan, and they're like, just stop, and they'll go around me. I'm like, you're kind of becoming an impediment. Could you not just pull over and then stop? And then I love the people that are like, I can only imagine what you guys are saying when you're driving. You're like, get over, just get over. And then the people are like, that let's say you slow down and you stop on the right and the fire truck passes you. And then people are like, hey, sucks to be you. And they try to pass you. I'm like, no,
right.
No, it doesn't work that way. You have to. I will say this. Chuck's right. They do not hear. Listen,
So,
with the stereos that people have.
Well, the stereos and most of the newer car, if it's a newer car,
they're insulated.
They are so sound tight.
They are sound tight.
So I give you that, but 9 times out of 10, I'm looking at somebody on a cell phone.
Oh yeah.
That's
they're not paying attention. They're not paying attention. You're like, I'm driving a huge vehicle. It's got lights all over it. I'm blaring this horn at you. What else do you want? Then they're surprised.
Right.
It's just eyeballs.
Now I've told Jill, and I told my mom when she was driving, when she was with us, if you can't get over, you can stop, but put your hazards on. So that way everybody knows you're recognizing that they're there. Yeah. So it's stupid.
And then when you get to the intersections and people are like, they see you behind them and you have to clear a lane from. So, I'm pretty sure the state law says you can go through a red light, an intersection, to clear it for an emergency vehicle. Like you can get out of the way. You're not going to get a
quote unquote break the law.
You can get out of the way to clear him a lane because you guys are big and need room. But no, it's funny.
Yeah, and they think those trucks or ambulances stop on a dime, and
no,
they definitely do not.
They don't.
Well, Andrew, we've got
the good stuff
ton to cover, but
let me ask you a question before we get started. You or anyone else out there, are you getting sick of the it's Monday, right? So all weekend I was like, my screen time went up exponentially. I was like, it's like, geez, I spend way too much time on here. And Olivia Krelchik did a great job. She described it. It's not cancel culture, it's consequence culture, and I agree with that. And I have not yet I'm not tired yet of forwarding, posting, sharing, outing, whatever the thing, sharing, just shining the light on the people that were just ghoulish in their celebration of the murder of Charlie Kirk.
Now, are you shocked in the fact that the suspect, the alleged assassin?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I know where we're going on this. But
are you shocked that he's not in quotes cooperating? Now, keep in mind his family has law enforcement background, so I guarantee you he was told shut your mouth.
Here's where I'm puzzled. And we talked about this for a bit, and I posted it, and there's a reason I posted it. So I'm old, right? I'm a little older than you. And I'm old, and I'd be the first one to admit it. I don't know the rules on this. Is he considered gay or not gay? So if you're the dude and you're dating a chick that used to be a dude, are you now gay by default? Because according to the liberal logic, and just bear with me here, that's kind of where I'm going.
No, I love the explanation.
According to the liberal logic, a transgender female is a female. So it's not fair to call him gay, right?
According to their logic, yes.
Okay. So is he considered now straight?
I'm so confused. You are asking all the right questions.
I just don't know I just don't want to offend anybody, so I just kind of want to know the rules. So
yeah, what playbook are we playing out of today?
And they're on top of that, from what I hear, and I sent you the pic of it. It's now being reported that he was in a love triangle, a tryst. He's still a Peter.
Well, it never came through yet.
Oh, it has. I sent you your email.
I know.
Why did
I'm looking for it.
Anyhow, it's now being reported that he was in a love triangle with one or two other. I don't know what. Again, forgive my age here. I'm not sure what triangle means, but
three sides.
I know, but I mean, my point is, I kind of knew that, but I just don't know what it means. Yeah, I sent it to you.
Yeah, I don't have it.
Well, it's not my fault.
You are correct. It's not your fault. It's technology's fault.
That he was in a love triangle with a couple of other dudes that identify as furries. And we've had that here in Anderson as far as the furries. I'm familiar with the furries. If you are not familiar where you're at listening with what furries are, there is a subculture that some schools love I'm sorry, I said triangle. It's actually a love quadrangle. That's what it says here. Love quadrangle. A new claim surfaced online alleging that assassin Tyler Robinson maintained another romantic partner in addition to Lance Twigless
now,
formerly Twigless. The subject was traced through Steam activity. I don't know what that is, and said to be part of the furry club in Utah. So Utah, congrats, you have a furry club. The post further alleged that encounters took place. Where's our cat thing?
It's in here somewhere. I just don't want to hit it. And it's going to just keep playing.
So there's a lot going on here. And am I surprised? That he's not cooperating?
There you go.
I mean, I don't know. What do you think?
I think he was pretty much told, keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, somebody.
But yet everyone around him.
Well, his
former
furries,
lover, and his former lover, or it could still be current lover because they were living together. But
wait, I'm sorry again. Forgive me. So it's his current girlfriend. Wait, no,
that's why I'm just using lover.
So anyhow,
but everyone's singing like a fucking canary right now.
Everyone. And I thought somebody's trying to say, someone said, what I hear was it might have been the family. I would be surprised, but the family said any reward money they're going to donate to the victim, which I thought was cool. But I'm like, well, why even bother? Why just don't claim it? Let the company pay it to the victim. Whatever.
Right.
I don't know. Whatever. I don't really care. The money's irrelevant. I just thought it would get old for me. I thought it would get old on the internet, that the consequence culture has not died down. And I am looking, I've seen a couple of databases that have been established that you can actually trace, you can research who in your, like you can pull up Ohio and see all the people in Ohio and what they've posted. So people are documenting what these people have done. I will say that on the list that at least I saw, I'm not surprised. It's just illuminating that most of the people that are on the list that have posted really horrendous shit, predominantly educators, teachers, professors.
And
and these are the people that are educating your kids. And if you don't think somehow that their biases are getting through to your children, you'd be wrong. And, there's a lot of questions to ask here. This kid, I love the media, how they say he came from a right-wing family. And they don't say that, he's been dating a transsexual. He is probably then considered homosexual. And he was a far leftist member of the Democrat Socialists of America Club, which has a lot of pretty famous members. AOC's a member. Some of the other former squad members are members.
And they push like, oh, the family said, now after second round of questioning,
right? But the media,
he has left ideology.
The media infers that he's a right winger, and I've seen a lot, and it's just everything I can do. I've seen so much wrong information being shared. Isn't it funny that MAGA was shot by a MAGA? That's a meme I've seen up there, and I'm like, whatever. You know who was pissed off? So today, and maybe we should play it now. I was very, very proud. I hope you guys had a chance to listen to our vice president today. He sat in on the Charlie Kirk show, and our vice president, J.D. Vance, did such a good job capturing. Not only is he eloquent, Not only, and I can only begin, and part of me was thinking, God, can you imagine if Kamala Harris was trying to do a radio show? It would be funny. First of all, it would take forever.
Right.
It would never end. Would never make the point. No, but JD Vance filled in for Charlie Kirk, did a great job. But I want you to see, and I agree 100%. There you go. Have at it. God damn it. I agree 120% with everything that JD Vance said in this clip, because it captures not only my emotion, it captures my passion, it captures the essence of what we're dealing with this country. So give this a listen.
Let's pull her up here. I was waiting to see how big of a mouth you're going to give it.
No, I was not. That's falk around. Can't use that word. My mom would kill me.
There is no unity with people who scream at children over their parents' politics. There is no unity with someone who lies about what Charlie Kirk said in order to excuse his murder. There is no unity with someone who harasses an innocent family the day after the father of that family lost a dear friend. There is no unity with the people who celebrate Charlie Kirk's assassination. And there is no unity with the people who fund these articles, who pay the salaries of these terrorist sympathizers, who argue that Charlie Kirk, a loving husband and father, deserved a shot to the neck because he spoke words with which they disagree. Did you know that the George Soros Open Society Foundation and the Ford Foundation, the groups who funded that disgusting article justifying Charlie's death, do you know they benefit from generous tax treatment? They are literally subsidized by you and me, the American taxpayer. And how do they reward us? By setting fire to the house built by the American family over 250 years. I am desperate for our country to be united in condemnation of the actions and the ideas that killed my friend. I want it so badly that I will tell you a difficult truth. We can only have it with people who acknowledge that political violence is unacceptable, and when we work to dismantle the institutions that promote violence and terrorism in our own country.
I mean, can you? Is there any part of it that you would improve upon or somehow take umbrage with? I mean, he is impressive.
So it's what I know what's going to come here in the next few hours and next couple days is he's only worried about it because it was his friend, and the left is going to pull all kinds of bullshit. And like we talked right before we went live, was they're pulling January 6th back in.
Yeah,
We're talking about that again.
Yeah.
You know, the
So here's my
the
thoughts.
riot.
Yeah, here's my thoughts. No, insurrection,
But then also called a riot and unarmed by people.
Yeah, I know. So here's my thoughts on that. And it's funny you said
and that's
that.
just where it's going to go. And
it is. And so the left,
but he's right.
He's absolutely right. And what the left has done, and it's funny because they're lemmings, and I saw one local lemming, just a truly stupid human being, starting to spout this off on social. They are going to come back with, well, we're not the home of violence. The right is, and look at January 6th, just like you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's the deal. And I'm tired of the lies about January 6th. January 6th, one person was killed on January 6th. You know who that was? Well, actually, a couple of people died. One guy died of a heart attack. Somebody else died of an OD. But one person was shot on January 6th. It wasn't a police officer. It was a conservative, Ashley Babbitt.
Yep.
Now, she was where she should not have been. Don't misunderstand me. But she was unarmed. She was about 5 foot tall. She was shot by a police officer that had a history of just not being a good security officer. I believe it was Capitol Police. I could be mistaken on that, so don't quote me. But I don't know what branch he actually worked for. One time he left his loaded weapon, in a urinal, and then went about his day, and someone had to say, hey, is this your loaded gun? And take it to him. So he wasn't the sharpest tack in the drawer. However, now when the left, if you ask a leftist, you have one of these people that are on, some of these pages. So they were cool over the weekend, right? They were like, because obviously this just happened. And they were like, you know what? Let's just not say anything. Let's wait till next week. And they saw that the consequence culture is not cooling down. So they're like, oh, your guys are the home of violence. January 6th, blah, 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 blah. As I said, January 6th was a riot. January 6th should not have happened as far as the part where they entered the Capitol. However, the police officers that did lose their lives, one was Brian Setnick. I think it was named Setnick.
I can't remember.
It was the next day he suffered
accurate.
a stroke. He was not hit in the head. He was not bashed in the head by a fire extinguisher. He went home. He was fine. He went to sleep, had a stroke. It's documented. And I also like to say that, we still, hopefully we'll find out, my opinion here, that January 6th was a riot that got out of control. However, there were certain groups, elements in that riot that aided and abetted them breaking into the Capitol. Not only did the Capitol Police, for the vast majority of protesters that were in the Capitol, they opened the doors and let them walk in. They waved them in.
Right. Yep.
The other thing is, a lot of the protesters that broke the windows and broke this stuff, look, to me, I've been to rallies. I've never seen people dressed in all black with knee pads and elbow pads and helmets at rallies. They're up to no good. So I believe there were some characters in that to actually make the violence, start the violence, and whip the crowd into a frenzy. I disagreed with everything about the protest as the violence in January 6th and going into the Capitol. However, had they just, as Trump said, and they never say this, Trump said, go peacefully assemble. I mean, had they done that, that would have been an impressive display at the Capitol. A bunch of, a sea of about 100,000 people just having a protest outside the Capitol. That would have been impressive. But sadly, that's not what happened. Nancy Pelosi even admitted culpability in that fiasco because she did not request additional support. So there was a lot that went on January 6th, but that's what the leftists.
It's ironic as soon as you said that. It's delayed to go on that TV, but our buddy Chuck, January 6th is a result of the Wicked Witch Pelosi.
Yeah, I didn't even see that. So, I mean, at the end of the day, here's the deal. January 6th, yes, it was bad. It was a riot. Please stop calling it an insurrection. If it was an insurrection, I've never seen an unarmed insurrection attempted to overthrow a government. So it was a pretty shitty insurrection at that. I probably would have picked a better leader than the horn guy, the guy with the horns, Buffalo Bob. So, I mean, let's call it what it was and not live in your semantical world, your fairy world. So if that's all they have to fall back on, that's fine. I can retort that all day long and twice on Sunday. I thought we've put that to, I thought we were done with that. I guess we're not. But, one of the bullets, Jason, let me ask you this. Did you remember this? One of the bullets, what did one of the bullets that he had with him that was recovered, what did it say on there?
Well, there were
a couple of phrases, but the one that jumped out at me
was they're throwing the term fascist out there.
Correct.
Or if you're reading this, you're gay.
Yeah, correct. The gay one. That's what's actually kind of funny. You're gay. No,
well, guess who's got some fucking bracelets now, you motherfucker.
And listen, if you can't see the connection between writing the word fascist on a bullet and what you've been calling every Republican, the president, all his supporters, we are what has the left been saying ad nauseum for years and years now? We're fascists.
Yep.
So somebody with mental illness was whipped up into a frenzy. They are looking for, I heard Dan Bongino allude today that they think there's quite a few people that had advanced knowledge of his plans and didn't say anything, and those people are now going to be responsible.
I've seen, and it's not, I guess, fact-checked enough, but apparently there were 3 different Facebook pages of transgendered people. And I just read this, so it's not fact checked, so I'm not saying it's fact, right? But September 10th is going to be a good day. Something's going to happen or something like that.
Oh, yeah. They were
along
warning,
those lines.
They were warning that they knew, right?
Yeah. And it was all people that, at least one of them, followed this Tyler kid.
Yeah.
So, there is a connection there. But again, I have not fact checked that, so I'm not going to say that that's.
I've heard the same reporting too. So it's from different. So you heard it from one, I've heard it from a different one. You didn't tell me. It's not like I heard it from you.
Correct. But it's funny. But it's funny how
report stuff.
It's funny how that works out though. Things start coming out, and as investigations happen,
and
these people that commit these crimes, whether you're robbing a bank, whether you're assassinating somebody, there are cameras everywhere, for one.
More than ever.
Two, there's a digital footprint for everything that you do in your life at this point in time.
And what's tracking you where you're at all the time?
Unless you're like a Ted Kaczynski type that lives out in the woods and doesn't have a cell phone and uses carrier pigeon
off the grid.
So that's the only way. And that's, maybe.
And even that's not perfect.
No, exactly.
So, where we're at right now, it's Monday after a long weekend. That guy running for attorney general is a complete moron by the name of Elliot Forehand, Democrat candidate for attorney general in Ohio. So that's here in Ohio, guys. And he says on his Facebook page, he literally says in red, "Fuck Charlie Kirk." Okay, well, this is going to work out well for you. I mean, you're going to, they say there's no such thing as bad press. I'm pretty sure this is bad press, but whatever. I'm just still, I want to see the Democrats, I want to see the liberals now try to pivot to just like JD Vance said, they're going to try to rationalize. It's going to be hard for me and us as a country. There is no, I wouldn't say the word coexisting, but there is no understanding. What was the word he used? There is no unity. I'm sorry.
Yeah, unity.
There is no unity.
Sorry, I was typing.
It's all right. There is no unity with when you cross this line. I mean, how do you unite? And that's a great question. I'm not advocating anything more than what I'm talking about. So let's not read into this. But how do you have unity when you have you're dealing with evil and dishonest? I mean, just blatant dishonesty. Well, and that's not an opinion. I get so sick.
We've already been dealing with a huge divide anyway.
Correct.
And then this just exacerbates it even that much more.
Well, what I'm pissed off about is, and the reason I'm staying on the consequence culture, and I shared a couple of profiles today that people send to me, and I see and I reshare of stuff I see online, because when it's local, I try to jump on it.
Oh, you're killing it, by the way.
Thank you.
I hate giving you compliments, but you are.
It's just not. I mean, honestly, I thought I'd get tired of it. I'm not, because the problem is it pisses me off like it pisses Vance off. You know what? You are just lying. I mean, you're spreading false information. JD Vance was this, JD Vance was that. I see the words, oh, he was a racist. And I'm like, God, he was for a racist. Sure has a lot of black supporters that must be really stupid that say what a great man he was. And it has. Let me ask you this. You're a Bengals fan, right? Mm-hmm. So there were 5 teams yesterday in the NFL.
That was another
place we
were going.
And I don't know where you guys are at. I did see that a team, I think it was the Giants or the Jets, I couldn't remember which one. In their stadium, they put before the game, they put Charlie Kirk's face up, said, "Hey, how about a moment of silence?" Fans silent, and then afterwards they applauded, they appreciated it. I have friends of mine that went. I'm not a professional football fan per se. I like college. I think whatever. I'm no disrespect to the pros. I just prefer college. And I know there's a lot of Cincinnati Bengal fans around here that are very, very conservative. I know people went to the game and they were waiting. They were just waiting to see if the Bengals, because I had heard that Mike Brown, the owner, had said that he was in favor of doing something before the game. And I'm not a big fan of saying, sports should be political, but let's be fair. Sports has been political for some time in my recent history, ever since George Floyd passed away. We the NFL as a league bent over forward to be the political police or the arbiters of what the right things to say. I think the end zones are still emblazoned with catchphrases of the day. Whether it's stop violence, I think one says stop violence, one says end racism, mm-hmm. One says stop violence. And I'm like, well, most of your players here, half of them are probably convicted of domestic violence. I mean, one of the players at one time, was it Ray Lewis? Wasn't he accused of murdering somebody?
Yep.
I mean, I don't like to be lectured to by the NFL because I find it funny.
Well, here's the thing. We had a debate. I don't mean to cut you off.
No, you're not.
We had a debate about this earlier.
Where?
earlier, but at the bar before
All right.
before
At
the
the bar,
podcast.
at the bar.
Well, that's where this is where
That's where the best talk is.
it's where this came to fruition,
Mhm.
but where all the problems get solved or none.
What was I'm curious. What was the common sentiment at the bar? What did we come to about
So
the Bengals not doing anything?
So I was bitching about the 5 teams not doing it, right?
Okay,
us,
so
us
included.
being one of them.
Okay, yeah.
But it got brought up, and having good, healthy debate, my eyes kind of got turned around a little bit to where I'm like, okay, all right, I can read this in the fact that if other teams are going to do it, the NFL needed to make sure that was across the board in solidarity.
Well,
everybody
but
does
the
it.
NFL set up. They said I read somewhere the NFL.
But I
said
don't
they
agree
left
with
it up to
everything that the
owners.
NFL does either.
No, but the NFL left it up to the owners. They said we don't want to be fair, I agree with you. The NFL was kind of wussy and said we're going to leave it up to the individual teams to decide if they want to do something. They at least they didn't say you can't do something, right?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So they left it up to the owners. I just said, as a Bengals fan, and I'm asking you and the people out there, you might be one of the 5 teams. I can't remember. It's you remember the teams? So it's the Lions, the Bengals,
and I was trying to pull it up before because
anyway
I didn't pull it up earlier.
So as a Bengals fan, what do you feel? I mean, how did it strike you, or do you have any thoughts on it whatsoever?
I'm completely okay if you're going to keep football and not bring politics or social what's the right word? I mean social politics into it. Cool. Then don't do it at all.
But they have been doing it.
They have been doing it. So it's like, all right, if you're leaving it up to the owners, and
so that's not you can't say that. Actually, it's 7 home teams held. Oh no, 7 teams held moment of silence. 5 teams that were not. But the Bengals, the Lions, Colts, Vikings, Steelers, and Ravens did not.
Okay, I didn't realize.
So
I didn't realize it was
did.
all of our division.
Well, there must be something to that. But I mean, my point is, if a city like New York could do it,
the New York Yankees held one that next day.
I'm just puzzled. I'm not advocating. Don't get me wrong. I'm not advocating.
I don't know what the right answer is. I don't have a good right answer for you or a correct
there
answer.
Probably isn't a right answer. This is all,
but it's
all
like
personal opinion.
I think it should be either all.
Well, but it hasn't been all. I mean,
but it hasn't been, and I agree.
It hasn't been. So why can't they just say, look, I'll say this.
And just leave it out.
I'll say this. I don't think it hurts you to do it. I mean, to acknowledge that this guy
definitely not
probably is one of the most influential forces, especially now that he's passed away, sadly, because a lot of people didn't know Charlie Kirk, didn't know one thing about him. I would say last week, people my age, definitely my age and up, were like, yeah, I've heard of him, but I don't really listen to him. Younger, they really listen to him. And such an influential person, what does it hurt you to just say, and a good person by you're not going to hear. Don't get me wrong. I shared the picture. Dan and I were sharing the picture, half Martin Luther King, half Charlie Kirk, because they were both killed for their words. But, I'm not disrespecting Martin Luther King, but it's well documented that he had some personal flaws in his life.
Right.
That takes nothing away from the work he did on the behalf of civil rights. But Charlie Kirk, I haven't heard one. I mean, honestly, other than lies and what people, he was this or he was that, you're not going to see Charlie Kirk having, I don't think you're going to find a child coming out of wedlock coming forward with Charlie Kirk. Do you?
No, absolutely.
The guy was a very godly man. What does it hurt you to just say a little more good in the world? I mean, this is someone that should be emulated. This is what he is the type of person we want. And I know you've heard this, guys. I know I don't want to be all of this show, but what I do want to do is I have absolutely, it's true. I don't know how to, I was struggling today to listen to Vance while I was driving. I can tell you that.
I was waiting.
We have a lot of clips and I'm really disturbed that we live in a society that's going to somehow tolerate people celebrating this man's murder, assassination. So we have a lot of examples. I know we want to jump to.
And I agree with the comment I threw on the screen. With that said, each business has a right to freedom of speech or non-speech, and I completely agree with that. When you're a football team that depends on people filling, well, I can't even say your stadium because we own it because the deal that the Bengals and the county made. So it's a little bit different. But no, it's just I don't know what that right answer is.
I think
I would have liked to have seen it.
Okay, so
Obviously,
your answer.
I'm passionate about it, but
Wait.
somebody might not be as passionate about it.
All right, the probably the common sentiment that I'm getting from people, because I've asked a lot of people, and I think you share this, and people were disappointed at a minimum, and maybe upset at a maximum. Is it a type of incident for the Bengals not doing it? They're like, you know what, I'm never supporting that team again. No, probably not. But you're like, you know what, it would have been a classy thing to do. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
I think it would have been a classy thing to do, considering that, you know, the man, what he stood for, and the fact that I'm not talking politically, I'm talking about godly. It would have just been, you know, err on the side of it's probably the right thing to do. And I'm just a little bit fundamentally disappointed that the organization didn't see that. And you know, this coming off the heels that the baseball team here locally chose to give it at least a shout out to I would call her a race hustler here in town, Iris Raleigh. You know, They put her on the video screen, but we can't, you know, the baseball team, the Reds, put her up on the screen before the Reds game and gave her some sort of kudos or whatever. But we can't put Charlie Kirk up there and say, you know, hey, how about a moment of silence? I mean, it's just, it kind of pisses me off.
And I agree with Falk when, she just said it, and people are comparing Kirk with Floyd. I've never heard Charlie punching a pregnant woman or passing off fake money. I agree. And that whole comparison is just disgusting.
Well, there is no comparison.
There is
between, listen, let me tell you something. There is no comparison.
I've seen it, and I'm like, what the fuck?
I've seen them say, well, you know, the other one is this. Here's the
Brody's
other.
going crazy. I love it.
That's all right. Here's
Such
the
a
other
professional podcast that we have here.
The other retort that they have is, well, you didn't say anything when the Minnesota lawmakers were murdered in Minnesota. I'm like, I got to be honest with you, I didn't know the Minnesota law, and to be fair, you didn't either. I mean, that doesn't mean that it's less tragic of an event. It is tragic. I don't know the specifics of that. They because, you know, to be fair, I didn't even know those people. They were not national figures. I mean, you didn't say much when the poor girl was stabbed on the subway, did you? If you want to go tit for tat all day long.
Yeah.
The girl on the subway was just the quintessential innocent victim. She was not a national, figure.
Not in the spotlight.
In the spotlight that was killed, assassinated for, you know, she was the victim of a heinous crime. She was not the victim of a crime just for her words. She was not targeted for the words. So, I mean, that's where we're at.
So watching and real quick, and I'm gonna play one clip, and then we're gonna go to some stupid idiots. But her Erica Kirk speech.
Oh yeah,
her address.
Yeah, it was on the night the last show.
Yep.
I went home, I watched it.
I sobbed
and
like
you
a
cried, and you cried
baby.
like a baby.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. Yeah.
You know what? I'm actually scared of that woman.
She showed a steely resolve that I have not. I will say that her steeliness in that her speech was impressive.
It was
her resolve
impeccable.
came through, and I mean, no one knows how they're going to react in a situation as tragic as that, but she was definitely impressive, and her demeanor showed just ironclad resolve. And it was tough to watch. I will say that it was very, very tough to watch. And you know, I can imagine. I want to know I'd love to see what I haven't seen. I'd love to have watched that with like a lib that didn't like Kirk, and see what I could see them rolling their eyes and just, you know, poo-pooing the whole damn thing. Right. I would like to watch that. I mean, that would be fun. But they're never, as they see, hell hath no fury. That's true. But they're going to see, people are smart. They've tried to scrub their social media accounts if they posted something disgusting about relishing or celebrating a man's murder. I would love to see some of the local people's private emails back and forth or texts back and forth, but you know, at least that's private, and they had the brains to keep it private.
Exactly.
When you put stuff on the internet, man, it's out there. I don't care what it is. It's going to stay out there. You can delete it in 2 seconds. It's still going to be out there. So I am, as I said, we're going to put some stupid people up on the screen here.
It's gonna go after. It's gonna go after this video though.
Hit it.
We'll go after this one, but I thought
Words of wisdom for everyone today.
Grammar matters more than people realize.
Words of wisdom for today.
Learn how to say words backwards.
Words of wisdom for today.
Power shows the man. You want to find out a lot about somebody, give them a bunch of power. Power shows the man. We will be diving deep into Aristotle. We were just at Hillsdale, good school, great school, only college.
my nephew goes there.
Oh, does it?
Words
Yeah,
of wisdom
impressive.
for today.
Wise man loves to be corrected. Anyone that wants to replace error with truth is wise.
I just love this game that they
Words
play.
of wisdom for today.
To know the road ahead, ask those coming back.
And where are we?
We're in an elevator. I like your hat.
Baby. What are your words of wisdom for today?
Lost time is never found again.
Babe. What are your words of wisdom for today?
He who lies with dogs will rise with fleas. Taste your words before you spit them out.
Bird right here. Yeah.
I do need to get a haircut.
What are your words of wisdom for today? What are your words of wisdom for today?
Hello, everybody. Hope you've been enjoying these fries. Counting other people's sins does not make you a saint.
Gain, not something.
Words of wisdom from the mountain. What are your words of wisdom for today?
Happy Independence Day weekend, everybody. Say hello to Mikey. My words of wisdom. Speed is only useful if you're going in the right direction. Wisdom listens.
That's deep, babe. Anything else?
God bless you.
Why are we getting that one?
Because he's just the perfect width. Not too fat, not too skinny.
You like that shirt? Hope you got the right one.
I mean that sums it up for the most part. But I mean, it was a cool game that they played, and
See, George Floyd had a video like that, didn't he?
it was something.
So people are out there saying, "You're comparing George Floyd." Just give me. I mean, you know what? That might sell in your little chat rooms, and that might sell on CNN or some of your liberal shows, but it does not sell in America. And I think what we've done. So you see a shirt I'm wearing today, right? Pretty cool. You don't have one?
It's because you didn't get me one.
You go buy one. I will say this. I think that you really have, and what I've seen online kind of backs it up. Now, it's easy to be a virtual warrior. It's much more harder to stand outside, get out from behind your keyboard and stand for the values and catch the arrows from the people, the other side. I will say this. I think you're going to see more and more people saying enough is enough. It's time for me to stand up for my values, for me to defend my values, for me not to, get along or go along to get along. I think You're going to see people hopefully start to attend school board meetings, stand up for their kids.
I think a sleeping giant has been awoken.
I think so.
That people don't realize.
I think so. And I'm not.
And especially from the younger folks.
Especially the younger folks. They say that the rise, I was listening to something today, and the amount of young kids attending church is beginning to really jump up because of Kirk's influence. He didn't care what church you went to. Obviously, he was a Christian. Don't get me wrong. I'm not naive, but he went anywhere and spoke to everybody and thought that religion was good. He thought family was good. He thought having as many kids as possible was family, was great. You guys all know all this. I just don't like when I see people that are supposed to be educated because they saw in a chat room where somebody's parroting a bunch of stuff. He was this or he was that with no proof. And I shared a video from a guy that I saw that I watched on the internet. And he said, they said Charlie Kirk was a racist. Well, let me tell you what this racist did. And guy documented, he went through the deal, and he's like, no, it's easy to throw words. You guys got to understand. I think that, like I said, I think one of the things is, there you go, Falk. Your church was full. I think what you're going to see are people are going to really listen to his words now, because you're not going to, I want you to hear his words, and not because he was a prophet, just because he was smart, man.
Yeah.
He was smart. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not throwing him up on the cross.
No, but he was never angry.
No, he was not. Something I struggle with, because I get pissed, especially when I see dishonesty, and I've seen so much dishonesty from the left, and the things they say and the labels they use and the words they throw around. And the thing that pisses me off, they know they're being dishonest, and that's the part that really pisses me off. If you're stupid, it's one thing, and they are fairly stupid and lazy, but they fundamentally know that the words that they're using are lies, yet they have no problem using them. And that's the part that pisses me off. And I have to channeling that anger into energy, and using that energy to make sure that we keep our communities safe. We keep the candidates, for example, locally, we have an election coming up. I mean, everyone does in November. And I'm going to work my ass off to get my candidates elected. Mm-hmm. And part of my candidates, are obviously my two trustee friends. We also have school board that we have to get elected. We have some very important judicial races. And I just don't understand why, given what's happened in this country in the last week, and the evil rhetoric that is coming from the Democrat and the liberal side of the aisle, why anybody in their right cotton picking right mind would go out and vote for anybody endorsed by a Democrat or any Democrat party. You really need to have your goddamn head examined. I really have to. I just don't understand it. And hopefully this will carry through, and there'll be a real revival in this country.
Well, yeah. It's definitely hit a level to where it's and we've seen the local stuff, in our pages that we're following here locally, but even nationally, it's, and especially after this, it's been absolutely astounding to me. Some of these leaders that we call them, that are national leaders, with some of the ignorance.
We have a judge here in Ohio. Judge Perry, Democrat judge.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? He was on the Joe Burrow Foundation. He said some pretty sick stuff. You know what? The foundation booted him off like within a few hours.
The Hodge twins fucking nailed that too.
Yeah,
and they put the Hodge twins put it out, so it made national shit. And they're like, "Whoa, hold on a second."
And we're trying to see if they can start some sort of a recall. Is pretty difficult, but yeah, the Hamilton County judge, there he goes. This guy should be stepping down. I mean, the stuff that he said is pretty vile and doesn't represent the values of his constituents. Maybe a very small minority, but you can't be in public office. And I don't think, and to be fair, not just public office, American Airlines. Hey, I got to give kudos out to American Airlines. American Airlines had a couple of pilots that said some shitty stuff. They yanked them right off the plane and fired them on the spot. American Airlines said, you know what? Now, it probably was uncomfortable or probably inconvenient for the passengers that had to catch another flight. But you know what? They're like, you know what? You do have the freedom to say stuff. But as an employer, you are reflecting poorly on in our company. And we're not putting up with it, because some stuff is not opinion. You do not celebrate the murder of a human being for any particular,
Correct.
No particular reason rationalizes that. I don't want to hear, it's bad that he was murdered. But as soon as you say but, you've lost the argument. Everything that comes after but is bullshit. The man should not have been murdered. And the fact that you're trying to rationalize it with your terms that are false, your accusations that are false, it sickens me, it offends me, and I'm not going to put up with it. And there's a whole lot of me out there that are not going to put up with it.
Well, sure.
We're not going to tolerate your bullshit. It's not why we're not coming for you. We're not doing anything like that. We're just not putting up. Your bullshit doesn't sell here anymore. That ship has sailed. The mask is off. We see who you are. You celebrate death. You celebrate murder. And then you try to rationalize it. And it's not going to work anymore.
And what Vance say in one of his quotes? He was like, "Call somebody's employer.
Call their damn employer.
You don't have to call them. Call their employer.
Look, just show their employer. If this person, this individual is especially is employed by a institution that receives your tax dollars, which makes it a little more egregious. Professors, teachers, spreading this kind of bile, nurses, some even doctors. I've seen doctors. You know what? Just let them know. Hey, I know what you said. I mean, how could you be a healthcare? Jason, you tell me, man. You're kind of in this gig. Do no harm, right? You're here to save life, but not his life because he said mean things. So I'm not. What does that mean?
Yeah,
you're not going to put the suture on as quick, or you're not going to
pick and choose.
You can't pick and choose.
No,
it's not the way it works.
And I'm not that human being that would do that anyway.
What kind of human being would?
Right.
So I have no problem with these people, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Well, you know what? It should be more than you're sorry.
Well,
you're probably going to have a few months of reflection as you're sitting there eating freaking beanies and weenies because you lost your damn job.
Yeah. And some of the videos that you sent me one, I looked at it. I'm like, I'm not playing it because I think it's fucking staged. Some of these are fucking staged.
Oh yeah. The one one screaming
to get fucking click.
Yeah.
Click. But they want clicks to get their social media going and whatever. But I've seen many of them.
I've seen a lot more that aren't fake.
That are real.
Yeah.
Correct. No, I completely agree.
And I have to say, I giggle, and I hate to say that I'm human. I do giggle. The one that did you see the Texas Tech student that was gyrating and dancing because she was I'm sorry I pulled this on you, and I know you love that videos, but so this Texas Tech, this is at Tech, go figure, but she was coming
from the Aggie.
That's right. My Aggies did a good job against Notre Dame, but anyhow, I was amazed. I was shocked. I'm sitting there, and she's what's the word? She was inciting. It's almost like she was inciting. She was dancing. There was a shrine, or somebody was. I can't remember exactly, but there was some sort of memorial set up, and she was literally gyrating. He's dead. He's dead. He's dead. And she was just mocking these people. That's like inciting violence or inciting a riot. Anyhow, long story short, she did something, got charged with assault. She's now expelled. Fine. And she's sorry. You know what? You're going to be sorry. You're going to be going to frickin' toilet tech here in a little bit, and you're going to be scrubbing freaking toilets. And I could give two shits.
DeVry University.
I don't know.
Whatever.
Institute. I'm not going to besmirch them. I don't know anything about them.
I don't think they're even around anymore.
But there are consequences for your actions, and you'll have plenty of chance to be sorry here in a bit. And all the people that folks are sharing, we're not saying terrible things about you. We're just sharing your words, and you will have to answer to the public for your words. And I hope this consequence culture continues. I really do. I'm taking great satisfaction in playing my little part to make sure that, if you say something shitty or something inaccurate or relish in someone else's death, I'm going to have pleasure in seeing you held accountable.
Yeah.
So we have some examples.
Here
I
we
think.
go.
I can't remember. Yeah, this is Olivia in this clip here.
It's no shock that the left is mad that we are playing by their game. They created cancel culture, and we are now playing by their rules, and they can't stand it. In reality, it's just consequence culture. They're finally learning consequences to their actions. We're holding them accountable because complacency is what led us to the last week, what we saw to that poor girl on the bus, what we saw happen to Charlie Kirk, and so many other unfortunate situations. So they are seeing the consequences of their actions.
Absolutely. Hannah, you've got the War Secretary, Pete Hegseth, the order.
It's no shock.
So
that's Olivia Krautchik. She's a local. I think she's living down in Florida now.
Is she?
But she was the UC student that was given a failing grade because she used the term woman in one of her reports, and
Yes.
her liberal teacher here, gave her a failing grade, and then she sued over it. And now she is working with Turning Point USA and other groups. I can't remember the name of the group off the top of my head, but she's a great speaker, and she doesn't take any shit.
Yeah.
And this guy, this one really. Now look at that.
This is what so that conversation
that's right.
led up to this
Yeah.
one where this Office Depot associate, and I don't have the video of.
Oh, you don't have the video?
I don't have the video of the fellow going in and asking for it.
Yeah.
But this person,
this pinnacle of health.
Yes, literally, it was like, "Oh no, that's propaganda. We don't print it." And he's like, "What do you mean it's propaganda? It's for a vigil. It's just a picture."
The guy was trying to get a vigil flyer, a vigil for Charlie Kirk printed, and these two smug. There was two of them.
Yep.
And they were smug as hell. And she goes, "It's propaganda. We don't print. We don't." And they paid for it and went to pick it up, and then they were dropping the bomb on him that we're not printing it. And I want you to see that guy. And Office Depot, to their credit, Office Depot
next day they were gone.
Shit canned both of them. I will say I'm still waiting on local station WCPO to address.
I got that one.
One of their workers. I think it was called a content. Where'd that one go? What was he called? A content manager or something like that?
Content creator,
director of
coordinator.
Content coordinator. There you go. And I wonder. I just wonder.
I literally just looked at it with you.
That's all right. There's a lot of tabs.
It's in here somewhere. There it is.
Here, pop that on the screen.
Yeah.
And one of my friends online, Madeline Elizabeth. That's her Facebook profile. She is bird dogging this pretty hard and staying on him. And WCPO is which is, you know, what station do I complain about the most here locally? Whenever their online feed has really dropped off quite a bit, and they are. I think this guy might production. No, this is a guy. No, this is down in Nashville.
Our WCPO guy was a creative coordinator.
Yeah. Okay.
For their social media.
Oh, okay. For the social media.
Yeah.
This guy though.
This guy was out of town. That's why I wanted it, because
this guy's in Tennessee.
Right. This guy was out of town, but you said WCPO here locally has not done anything about
that's right.
Our situation.
That's
but
right.
Here's somebody in the news.
In the news, this guy was a production manager. Right. And they haven't done anything yet. They haven't fired the guy yet, you know, because did you see TMZ?
If you don't have something nice to say, you shouldn't say it.
Did you see TMZ?
I love the fucking comments.
Did you see what happened at TMZ?
Oh, no, I didn't see
so
that part.
TMZ, which I guess is, what is TMZ exactly? What are they? An online, what are they? What's the definition of TMZ? They share a lot of videos.
Yeah, it's like, it would be like the entertainment website. So like actors and shit, like they follow. So
TMZ has
it's paparazzi essentially.
So TMZ has a studio, and the guy was trying to do. I think somebody was interviewing him, and he was at their studio offices, and they were interviewing about, or he was reporting. I can't remember the specifics of the videos out there, but in the background through the offices, you hear cheering and laughing when they're announcing that Charlie Kirk had died.
Right.
So TMZ is garbage as well. And look, you wonder why the media is so, you know, you look at your news and you're like, God, it's so biased and it sucks. Look what they believe. I mean, you think, let me ask you a question. Do you think CPO is going to fire this guy? No. Do you think this station down in Tennessee is going to do anything to the guy? No, because they all believe it.
Well, they believe it, but it depends on how much pressure they get.
Now, I want you to sense the irony in the next clip. This clip, I want you guys to watch this clip. And yeah, I'm taking a lot of pleasure in this, so forgive me. It's a flaw. I'm working on it. But I'm figuring by next year I'll be over it. Let's play this little tidbit and tell me what jumps out at you.
Death threats on my birthday of all days because Charlie Kirk died is fucking ridiculous. Like, grow the fuck up. Seriously. If you can't handle a difference in politics and you need to resort to violence over it, then you have serious problems.
do you sense? Now, first of all, she doesn't believe in makeup, but she believes her words. She believes her goddamn words. If you have, what was her quote? If you have if you're going to make death threats over or resort to violence over a disagreement in policy or whatever it was that you don't agree with them, you've got grow the fuck up. You got a problem. How about taking a bullet to the neck? What do you think? Where's your outrage on that? No, that was not a joke. That was not a joke. That's your typical. That is your typical.
She made a post. What happened was she made a post.
She made a post, and people were
roasting
her.
On her birthday, she was getting roasted. So because it's her special day,
it's her special day.
Fucking clown.
And then she couldn't connect her own logic. How dare you be mad, threaten violence against me for my political views, but I didn't hear, but yet she had celebrated someone that actually lost their life because of his political views. Do you sense the irony here?
This next one might get us kicked, but I'm going to play it anyway.
Whatever. Because they hate my shirt. Fuckers. Oh, I saw this one.
What you fucking deserve. I just saw the fucking video. Looks like you got shot in the neck or chest. I mean, I'm not saying I wish death upon someone, but that's what I'm fucking saying for this motherfucker. Piece of fucking shit. I hope he's dead. Is that gonna get me arrested? I hope he's not dead. I don't know. Pray for Charlie Kirk. I don't know. And he's a huge advocate for gun rights. If that is an irony, I don't know what is. Today's a good day. Today's a good day.
So I'm gonna judge, and just by looking at that video, by the age, probably 24.
I can't tell age.
Ish.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, probably a very new teacher, obviously, because I mean, she wasn't super intelligent, had much life experience.
She just graduated from DeVry,
but she's a teacher at a school somewhere called Meridian. Apparently, a coach of some type as well that came through there, and she's getting blown the fuck up too, which rightfully so.
Look, your tax dollars should not be. It gives you some more say in this, right? Because you know, teacher's a public employee, and she should not be anywhere around children with that kind of attitude.
No,
she's
absolutely not.
Death, and I don't see how you can rationalize that. And you guys, I know it's going to piss off you lefties out there, and I don't really give two shits. But if you want to defend that, that's freedom of speech. She does have the right to say it. You're right. She does have the right to say it all day long, twice on Sunday. What she does not have the right to do is bitch about her employer, saying we're not going to tolerate that kind of speech.
And there's also consequences to
your consequences are your pronouns are unemployed.
Yes. So we're gonna play this, and we're gonna play our.
Is that the one I had?
Which one?
Is that the big glasses lady?
No.
The pink one. The first one you had. Oh no, this one. Okay, yeah, this is good, and this gets back to false statements about Charlie Kirk, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And our friend Falk sent me this, and I'm glad she did, because we've had Lady MAGA on this podcast before, and this is absolutely perfect.
Oh, Charlie Kirk, he hated the gays. Hello. Well, since we're kind of uneducated here, did you ever see this clip?
Invited a drag queen to come to any Turning Point USA event. I was at Politicon, and an individual by the name of Lady MAGA came up, and I took a picture, and she walked away. Secondly, let me ask you a question. Are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, sir.
So are you a proud Trump supporter?
Of course.
So are you sickened that he had a gay man speak at his convention?
Yes.
Then you're not a Trump supporter, my friend. Thank you very much.
So this is how I know Charlie Kirk. Do you know what I'm saying? This is the Charlie Kirk I know. So before you go picking and choosing what you want to hear, what you want to see, okay, do your research, do good research, and not just the research that, you want to do. Context matters, especially in this kind of conversation. Context matters. And just do a little bit more research. That's all. Very easy.
Wait a second. I thought he was a homophobe.
Right. Exactly.
So my point here
is the context does matter.
You don't have to take and here's the funny thing. Did I just say kind of the same thing as he said?
Mm-hmm.
Would we have any other thing in common? Probably not. My point is, you don't take my
probably
word
not. No,
probably not. So you don't take my word for it. Okay, take their own words for it. But what pisses me off though is you're gotta be careful here. Your suburban liberal, okay, in their little bubble, somehow thinks that they know more because they read it online or they were in a group chat with another bunch of suburban liberals that share all their same garbage, don't fact check anything, but would take umbrage with what was just said there because they know better, because they heard it on whatever, one of your liberal talk shows, one of your little liberal bloggers that just throw these things out there with no documentation. What he was this, he was that. You're this, you're that. We're this, we're that. But that's what they do. Much like the Steele dossier that they used that was false.
Right.
You know, I'm going to give it to you, and then you're going to tell me you have something, and you're going to give it back to me, and I verified it because I gave it to you, but you gave it to me. I mean, it's like it's a house of cards built on each other that there's no basis in fact, but you keep repeating it enough, you eventually believe it. So, look, I don't know where we go from here. I mean, I just don't know where we go from here. This week's going to be interesting. I know this weekend is the funeral over in Phoenix.
I know where we go. I know where you go from here for a second.
Where's that?
Hi, everyone. Dan Carroll here. Time to tell you about a great new sponsor for the One More and I'm Out of Here podcast. It's Murphy Engraving. Murphy Engraving is the place to go for your business, industrial, and personal engraving needs. Take a look at the Murphy Engraving page on Facebook, and you're going to see all kinds of unique items that really seem to take on a life of their own because they've been customized with an image, a name, or a logo, and all of it just really beautifully done. The acrylic sports awards that light up are especially creative and very cool. The customized bottles of bourbon, those are my personal favorite. And wait till you see what they can do with items that are made out of wood. The next time you want to recognize someone special or you're looking for that one-of-a-kind gift, you'll be glad you checked out Murphy Engraving. And a bonus, you're supporting a local family-owned business run by brothers Brian and Kevin, who is a lifetime firefighter and Air Force vet. At Murphy Engraving, they turn the ordinary into the extraordinary, and at Murphy Engraving, we are American-made.
American.
Always love that.
Did he say wood?
He did say wood in there.
I look, so this week's going to be a lot, and there's already has been a lot of reflection, and there will be a lot of reflection. I think where I'm going to go with this is, I'll put it this way. I think you're going to remember where you were 10, 15, 20, 30 years from now. Well, hell, I don't know. Maybe I'll be just drooling in a cup in 30 years if I'm still here, but
probably 3, but yeah.
But my point is, I remember, and I know you remember, and probably most of our listeners that were alive then, because that's how old we are now. I remember right where I was when September 11th happened.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I'm never going to forget that. And I'm going to remember the feeling that whole time period had. I hope I forget where I was when COVID happened, because that was just a bad dream. I don't want to remember. And not that 9/11 wasn't a bad dream, but one was real, one was not. And I know people died during. I can already hear that people died during. I know, but our response to COVID was terrible.
Correct.
I think you're going to remember where you were, or at least most of the day, where you were and how you felt when Charlie Kirk died. So,
and if you don't think about it like within like the immediate future, couple months or whatever, I think as we get toward election season and you see election results, I think you will definitely remember.
Well, what I'd like to see is if you are, because a lot of people, I heard a lot of people that like to talk. And they say one of the things I have on the back of my car now is we are Charlie Kirk.
Yep.
A lot of Charlie
I saw
Kirks.
that. That's cool.
A lot of Charlie Kirk's people that may not have known what they believe or whatever. I think that they've been waking up. You said we've woken up a sleeping giant. I think a lot of people have been shaken, and I think a lot of people woken up. And what I'd like to see, if you're awake and you're like, you know what, that guy's life mattered, and I don't want to see it go down in vain. I don't want to see it mean nothing. I think what you should do is, some people might roast me for that. Do what you can. You want to start going to church, go to church. You want to be a better husband, wife, whatever, be that. That's great. That's never a bad thing, right? But he was also a political figure. And what I'd like to see is I'd like you to get involved and do what you can to make sure that his work is not in vain. And you can get involved in any number of ways. I did see a report that TPUSA, Turning Point USA, now is going to have, after this, I forget the number, but exponentially has grown the number of chapters that are going to be on high schools and college campuses.
They teamed up with Empower.
Yeah, great. And that's a good thing. And you don't have to, for those of us that are out of school, didn't go to school, some people, which is great. Charlie Kirk did not go to college, didn't need to, and demonstrated that you don't need to go to college to be successful. But my point here is that, if your kids can get involved in that, that's fantastic. I think they'll be better off for it. But I also think that you have an opportunity. Everybody listening to this show has an opportunity to get involved. And that means, if you want to get involved in politics at any level, to try to make sure that the people that subscribe to the celebration of death, the celebration of murder, the mocking of murder, that's the thing that really pissed me off when they show up at there's another guy, I forget where it was. It was they had a vigil. It was at TPUSA's headquarters. They had that
guy that trampled.
Yeah,
all
the guy
shit.
goes out there and tramples it. Why would you do that?
Got his ass thrown on the ground and he was arrested.
He didn't get beat up.
No, but he was thrown on the ground.
He was tossed on the ground. He got arrested for trespassing and destruction. But I mean, my point here is, you have an opportunity to get involved. And
don't be that person.
You have a lot of elections that are coming up, and you can be important, and you can be a little bit, like I said, everyone says, "Oh, we're Charlie Kirk now." Well, then be Charlie Kirk, and you don't have to be, super Charlie Kirk, but be a little Charlie Kirk. Get involved. Come outside your comfort zone. Volunteer, walk a neighborhood, get involved with a local TPUSA, or if you so choose. My preference is, you get involved with your local Republican club and work to get the people that represent your values elected. And when you see somebody that disagrees, or on the other side of the aisle that might be mocking or whatever, don't confront them, but just be like, what, that's not what he was about. You should probably do your homework. Just like the advice given by the who was that at the end? What was their name? Is that lady? Is that Manny Gaga? What is their name?
Lady Maga.
Lady Maga. I'm sorry. I'm confused. It's again the whole rules thing. I don't know. But my point is,
he's just a gay dude that dresses up.
That's right.
But he hates the LGBTQ alphabet. He hates all of it.
Good. Well,
he goes, I just choose to do this.
Oh, okay. So he's not gay.
He is gay.
Okay,
but
he is gay. See, again, I get so confused.
But he throws a wig on and shit. But he's not trying to change.
Got it. So my point is that, you have the opportunity, but like I said, learn. If somebody confronts you and somebody says something, he was this, or you see somebody spouting off online, that you're right, Falk, you're right. I get it. I know, I get it. Trust me, I get it. You have the opportunity. Come outside your comfort zone. We need help, and we need warriors. And Charlie Kirk, is never going to be replaced. The guy was smarter than guy had encyclopedic knowledge of the Bible.
Oh, it's amazing.
And of the Constitution. He was very, very smart. I like that day. What was it? What was it? The game they were playing? What's your profound thought of the day? What was it called?
Words of Wisdom.
Words of Wisdom. I like that. That's actually pretty cool. What's your words?
And it was actually, and that was all like, that wasn't.
No, that wasn't planned. That was all spontaneous.
Correct. He came up with it right then.
Yeah. I mean, that's
pretty
cool.
And I watched an interview about that, and somebody was like, "Oh, well, you guys figured out how to,
no." I mean,
you planned it to record it." He was like, "No." He was like, that was her game that she would do.
If I come up to you at 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm like, "Jason, give me some words of wisdom." I'd be like, "Get out of my fucking face."
Yeah, exactly. Fuck you.
Yeah, I mean, so I mean, the guy was smart, and I don't think he's going to be replaced. But you know what? There's a whole lot of us out there that can help not replace and never be replaced, but can help carry that torch on. I think a fire's been lit. Hopefully you'll choose to get involved. Hopefully you'll choose to get engaged, and hopefully you'll choose to carry on his legacy.
Yep.
Because to do nothing is easy. And if you are pissed off, if you have been moved, if you think this was a wrong that needs to be righted, then get involved and help us take this country back.
Exactly right. So I think we discussed Wednesday is probably going to be potentially our next show.
We have to check with Lord Dano.
We got to check with Father Dan.
Yes, Father Dan.
Father Dan.
Father Dano.
The ordained Carol. But yeah, we're projecting Wednesday. So we appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. We had a ton of live followers today, which is great.
Oh, that's great.
But make sure, please just tell somebody, and we're going to agree to disagree, but tell us what we're doing wrong and how we can fix it and bring more people in. But we're not guaranteeing that we're going to do that, but we want to hear your input.
They might want us to shave.
That's going to happen here probably in about an hour.
There you go.
So, but hey, we appreciate you guys.
Everywhere.
Love you guys. Well, my face is the only thing that needs to be shaved right now.
Everywhere.